Hey you guys, welcome back. Today's video is all on my favorite eyeshadows of all time. This is the palette here that I use pretty much in every single video. This is a palette that I put together myself. They are individual eyeshadows that I placed into this empty Z palette. So yeah, if you want to see everything that's in here along with swatches, then don't click out of the video. So the first shade here is Nylon from MAC. It is a vanilla, golden, shimmery, high shine eyeshadow. It is very beautiful. I really love this for highlighting the brow bone, the inner corner, and because I'm more fair skinned, I also like this for highlighting on the face as well. It is a very intense highlight if you use it that way, and I don't recommend it for anybody that's much deeper than me. The next shade here is also from MAC. This is called Shroom. It is a little bit lighter than Nylon and not as frosty. I would use this the same way, except I wouldn't use this on the face, so I'd use it to highlight my brow bone, my inner corner, stuff like that. It's just a very beautiful shade, and I love it for certain makeup looks because it's not as intense as Nylon, but it gets the job done. The next shade here is from Makeup Geek. This is called Vanilla Bean. This shade, I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna like. I think I'm just very weird about this shade. I really like it. It has a very slight sheen to it, but almost looks matte at the same time. It's a very weird eyeshadow, but I really love it. I like this used either as a highlight if I don't want like an intense highlight, but also like to correct any mistakes that I make. Like if I bring my eyeshadow up too high, I'll use it to kind of like clean that up. I can also use this to set my primer because it's very similar to my skin tone. Right now I'm really tan, so it's a little bit too light for my skin tone, but you know what I mean. I just really like this shade. I think it's really beautiful and I think it's really underrated. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this color, but I personally, it's one of my favorites. The next shade I have here is Creme Brulee. This one here, this is also from Makeup Geek. This is a really beautiful transition shade for the crease, or like a base transition shade. It is kind of like a caramely sort of shade, but it's not too deep. It's a really good like light to mid-tone brown. Very beautiful, and I think it would work for a lot of different skin tones. Next in the lineup here we have Birkin from Anastasia. Birkin and Bake Sale from Makeup Geek are practically the same color, so either one would work, but Birkin is the one that I have right now, and that's sitting in my palette. I kind of like exchange them out for each other, but yeah, this is Birkin. It's my favorite transition shade. You guys have seen this in like so many different videos, and I apologize because I use it all the time, but it's a beautiful mid-tone brown. I used it today and I have on a cool tone look, but you could use it for a warm toned look as well, pretty much for whatever you want really. It's just a really good shade. I also really like it for all over the lid. I love this color. I think everybody could use this color. The next shade is this one here. It is called Latte. This is a cool toned matte shade. Oh, by the way, the last two shades were matte. Sorry, I didn't explain that. This is a matte shade and it is a cool toned medium brown. It is not extremely cool toned, but it will give you that cool tone look that's on the warmer side. By the way, my explanations aren't going to be like that great because I'm horrible at explaining things, but I hope it makes sense. And if it doesn't, I mean, this is the best I can do. It's beautiful. I love this shade. As you can see, it's like very used. It's just a really good color. I like it. The next shade is a very beautiful shade that I actually stopped using for a while, and then I started using it a ton. This is Frappe from Makeup Geek. It is kind of like a red toned brown. It's also matte, and I love this. I used this a little bit in my eye look today too, and my eye look is very cool toned, so I like to mix warm and cool tones all the time. I don't care about rules and stuff like that with makeup. I just kind of do my thing, but it's a very beautiful shade. I think this would look so good on so many different people. It's just beautiful. It's kind of like a medium red toned brown. So now we are going to move all the way to the other side of the palette and start here with the shimmery shades. This first one here is a foiled shadow, which means it's going to be very metallic on your eyes. This is the color Starry Eyed. It has kind of like a neutral sheen to it. It's the perfect neutral, like bright, shiny color. It has a hint of pink, but more of like a beigey pink. But yeah, it's like a neutral pink-ish. I don't want to say pink because it's not pink. I don't know what to say. It's just a good shiny color. It's beautiful, and I love using this with like a flat brush like the MAC 242 and then spraying that with Fix Plus, and then it goes on like wet pretty much. It's so beautiful, and the foiled shadows from Makeup Geek are like the freaking best, I swear. The next shade I have is also from Makeup Geek. This is In the Spotlight. In the Spotlight is not as pink as Starry Eyed. It's kind of like, it looks orangey in the pan, but it doesn't come off orangey on my eyes. It's a really good neutral shiny color as well. It's just not as white bright as Starry Eyed. This is another color that if you are very similar to my complexion, you would really love for like a foiled all over the lid sort of look. And if I'm going to do a neutral eye with like a shiny lid, this is what I would go to. I wouldn't really use either of these to highlight my brow bone just because I don't want something that's gonna be that metallic on my brow bone, but I would use it for the inner corner, so yeah. The next shade in the lineup is All That Glitters from MAC. This is not a foiled shadow. This is kind of just like a sheen shadow. This is very beautiful for brides and like all over the lid. It's kind of like a beigey, just like a beigey sheen. And it doesn't give off too much of that metallic look because I know some of us don't like that all the time or ever, you know? And it just gives a very beautiful sheen. I love this all over the lid, and it's just really pretty, and that's all there is to it. Getting back into the matte shades, this color here is Tan Lines from Makeup Geek. This is a beautiful deeper brown. It's not like a super deep brown, but it's deeper. I love this for like the outer corner and smoking up an eye look without going too overboard and smoky, but you can build it up if you want that overly smoky effect. Next is Sidekick, which came out around the same time. It is a redder toned brown. It's so beautiful. It looks a lot like Cocoa Bear, which I would have Cocoa Bear in here, except it's shattered and I ordered another one, so it's coming soon. But it is that like reddish orangey brown. So pretty. After that, we have Cabin Fever, and this is a very deep red toned brown, perfect for a smoky eye. It's very universal. One of my go-to shades that I use all the time. You probably saw this coming. This is Americano from Makeup Geek. This is a straight up dupe for Embark from MAC. It is just like as dark of a brown you can get before getting to black, which sometimes I feel like smokes up your eye even more than a black would, because sometimes a black is like so cool toned that sometimes you want that warm tone smoky, you know what I mean? So this does that for you. I love this for the outer corner. I love this for smoking out the lash line on the bottom and smoking out your liner on the top. It's just a very beautiful color. It's one that I think everybody needs. Even if you don't like smoky eyes, you can use this as a liner and like do like a soft shadow liner. It's just so pretty. I love this shade and it's a staple for me. All right, moving back to this side, we have the color Legend. This is from Makeup Geek, and it is a true bronze metallic foiled eyeshadow. This is just, that's what it is. There's not much more to it. I don't know how much to explain here. It's just like a true bronze. It's very beautiful. And then the next shade is from Anastasia. This is a very unique shade. This is my friend Candace's favorite eyeshadow ever. This is Pink Champagne from Anastasia. It looks a little silvery, almost like a little silvery taupey, but it has that like pink in it too. Pink Champagne is seriously the perfect name for this because that's exactly what it is. It looks kind of silvery, champagne-y, pinky, almost like a little purpley, a little mauve-y. It's beautiful, and again, this is kind of like a foiled shadow that you could put all over your eyelid and just really make it pop and be like a statement on your eye. So very pretty. And now moving into cool toned colors. The next shade I have here is a matte one from MAC, and it's called Corey. It is a mauve gray kind of color, but it's not too dark. I have this on my eyes right now, and it's just a light cool toned shade. It's a great shade to use before you go in with any of your other darker shades if you're doing a cool toned look, and it does pull a little purple. It is very pretty, and it's a color that I've been using for years. Gosh, I've had this for maybe like 5 years. I love this color. And then next, this is a very unique shade. I love it. It's called Dusty Rose from Anastasia. This is a rose mauve shade. It's matte and it's not too dark, but I love this paired with the last shadow that I showed you. I just think that they work so well together, and it's perfect. You can use it with pink looks, you can use it with purple looks, you can use it with some brown looks, but it's really pretty. I love this. Obviously, it's very well loved. And this with pink champagne. Oh, so pretty. Another really great cool toned brown is Barcelona Beach from Makeup Geek. This is probably the coolest brown that I own. It's perfect for if you want like a cool tone neutral shade, or even using with purple colors if you wanted it to be more cool. This is a really unique shade. I don't have anything that looks exactly like this. I really love this. And this with latte is really nice too. It's just a really great color for the eyes. And then a lot deeper version of that shadow is Mocha from Makeup Geek. This is a very cool toned brown. It's just deeper than Barcelona Beach. I would use this to smoke out your eye if you're doing a cool toned look. And I also use this with warm toned looks as well if I want to cool it down just a little bit. And then this shade is so pretty. This is Beauty Mark from Anastasia. This is a rich purpley, almost like reddish brown. I really love this. It's very deep, and I love to use this with Americano sometimes because I'm the kind of person that I just like to mix everything together and make my own little concoction of shadows on my eye, because I just love to play with makeup and it's all right freaking here, so I can do it. But yeah, this is a really deep color. Sometimes if you want to, like, say you're doing like a smoky eye and you want it to be a little bit richer, I'll add this and it like enhances it even more, makes it a lot richer. It's just such a beautiful shade. All right, moving back over here on the bottom row, the first shadow that we have is Grandstand, and holy crap, this is one of my favorite shadows of all time. I'm actually not really a shimmery shadow kind of gal. As you can see, this entire palette is mainly matte. But this guy is beautiful. This is kind of like a taupey bronze, not too taupe though. It's got kind of like a rosy gold going on in there. It really depends on your skin tone how this turns out on you. Because I'm more fair complected, this goes more of that like rosy gold bronze on me personally. If you have a deeper skin tone, this is gonna go more taupe. So just letting you guys know that right now, but it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I just love this. It works for cool and warm toned looks. It's just such a really beautiful shade, especially for summer and for fall. I just, I love this color. This color here, I don't use too much now, but I used a lot like in the winter time and the fall time. This is Curtain Call from Makeup Geek. It's another one of those foiled shadows. This is a rich cranberry shade. It's foiled, it's metallic. I would use it the same way I do any of the other foiled shadows, all over the lid. It's just so pretty. I don't have any sort of like red that is this pigmented and this like metallic all over. It's so beautiful. It's such a unique shade and I really like it. And then I don't actually use this shadow too much either. This is Corrupt from Makeup Geek. It is just a pitch black shade, but to be honest, it's not really like the blackest black. My favorite like blackest black eyeshadow is Blackout from Urban Decay. That is like seriously ink going on your eye. But I put this in here so that if I need a black, it's readily available for me. But to be honest, it's not my favorite. It doesn't go on that black in my opinion, but it does the job when I need it there. So I have it in there just to have it, just to have it honestly. The next shade is from MAC. This is called Blackberry. This to me is such a unique shade. If you like cool toned shadows, you will freaking love this. It's so pretty and so unique. It's a true blackberry kind of shade. It's like a dusty purple. It's so unique. I have it all over my eyes right now. So if you love like cool tone looks or purple looks, I highly recommend this shade. And then the next shade is right here. It is called Fully from MAC. This is supposed to be Swiss chocolate, but Swiss chocolate broke. They didn't have Swiss chocolate when I went to buy it. They said this was similar. I mean, it's similar, but it's not Swiss chocolate, let me just say. So just pretend this is Swiss chocolate because that's the one that I love more. They're very similar. Swiss chocolate is just a little bit deeper and a little bit richer. But same idea, same color family, and it's something that I can use with both warm and cool toned eyeshadow looks. The next shade is Bitten from Makeup Geek. It is a rich, like red cranberry kind of shade. It's just a really rich color. It's perfect for like any kind of like cranberry look, or if you're doing like a purpley look, it's really cool and really pretty. And then the last shade in the palette is Cherry Cola from Makeup Geek. This actually looks so much like Bitten in the pan, except this has a little bit more purple in it. So if you're doing more of a purpley look and you want that purpley red, then go in with Cherry Cola, but if you wanted it to be a little bit more red, you can go with Bitten. I honestly don't think that you need both shadows, but I have them both because I'm crazy. So yeah, this is Cherry Cola from Makeup Geek. I do want to mention this one other shadow really quick because it is a favorite of mine. It is actually my favorite eyeshadow of all time. It just doesn't fit in my palette, and I didn't find that I was using it that often, even though it is a favorite eyeshadow of mine. But this is M928 from Makeup Forever. This is the most beautiful eyeshadow in the world. It is a true violet purple, just so freaking pretty. So I love this shade. If you've been around for a while, you know that I love this shade and I've used it so much. Makeup Forever eyeshadows are unfortunately like $22 or something like that, but they are significantly bigger. As you can see, look at it compared to these shades. You do get a lot of product in here, so I am happy that I bought this one in particular from them because it is my favorite shadow ever of all time. So I really love this, and I think that if you love purples, you need this in your life because it is so unique and so freaking pretty. All right, you guys, that is everything that is inside of my Z palette. These are all of my favorite eyeshadows. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was very requested from you guys. I have done one in the past, but yeah, I will link down below the previous video that I did on this from a year ago, and I will also post my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadows down below. That one is kind of old, so if you want a new one, just let me know. And I'll also post my how to apply eyeshadow video as well. So if you see this, you're overwhelmed, you don't know what the heck to do with eyeshadow in the first place, I will link that down below because it's very informational and all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you later. Bye.